Hello. Just up, computer on, waiting for camera to turn itself on. I got turned on last night actually myself because, my girlfriend that I mentioned, my ex-girlfriend, well, we're actually getting back together amazingly. Imagine that. But, we do have a connection and, so it's nice. But I wanted to tell you something else. I wanted to say, yes, we can predict the weather. The weatherman predicts the weather for us. We pretty much know if it's going to rain or sunshine, in the next few days. And this is the controversial next point. What was my point? It was that we can predict the weather, but we don't know when Jesus is coming back. Yeah, that was what I wanted to say, which is extremely controversial for all you religious people out there. But I just think that it's such a joke, people who believe in prophets coming back from the dead, or whatever that you want to call them. If they're not prophets, then correct me in the word of what they are. But if you do believe they're coming back, then God help you. Because, God, I think, the atheists, when they say there's no God, I have to say to the atheists, if you're a do-gooder and your heart is in the right place, then things magically fall from the sky for you. And that's just a fact, because I'm a living fact of that example. So I personally do believe that there is a God force, and I could go to the extreme to say I know there's a God force, but again, it's about realities. I mean, your reality is different to my reality. Everybody out there, and maybe it's just all about illusions. What we believe, and because you believe so strongly about something that it becomes true. But unfortunately, it just seems so clear in my eye. Excuse me, Christians. It seems to me so clear in my eye that that no matter how much you pray and think about it and hope for it, that I personally believe that Jesus Christ is not coming back from the fucking dead. Excuse the fucking in there, because I want to fuck. The word fuck just enunciates a point sometimes. It makes it bigger. So I want to say he's really, really not coming back, which means he's fucking not coming back. In my opinion, in my eyes, in my reality, in my illusion. And I really want to just further the point. I think that when they said, wherever they said it, which I only presume the Bible, that Jesus is coming back, my opinion on that is that was just to keep the human population under control, not control, but under check, because if he was coming back, then you'd want to be a good boy and a good girl, wouldn't you, and a good intersex, till your Lord, Saviour, whatever master comes back. You wouldn't want your master coming back and finding you being a bold person, naughty person. So they had to tell you that he was going to come back. Or, this is my point, this is more my point now, they said Jesus is going to come back, meaning that just like Jesus is the Son of God, we all are children of God too, and throughout life and through generations, people with the exact same characteristics of Jesus Christ will come back again, be reborn, right? That's what I believe. So I do believe Jesus Christ existed. I believe that Jesus was a pretty decent, excellent type of person, not a man, type of person, and that Jesus types have been born again so many times through the generations, except that, guess what? Christians don't believe that these people could possibly be Jesus Christ reborn again, because they only believe the one Jesus Christ is coming back. Which leads us ultimately to understand that Christians, the ones that believe in Jesus Christ and God, and only one God, right? Even though it is only one God, but I mean, when is the day going to come that all religions in the world, and I'll only speak for Christians at the moment because I was brought up in a Christian society of Protestants and Catholics, and I don't know whatever else, right? Who else fits themselves into the Christian category these days? Personally, I wouldn't fit myself into a Christian category regardless of me being baptized Catholic, and I think it's important to believe in yourself, and also trust in life, which life is like stroke God, do you understand? So I think God is life and life is God, but there is a definite, like, if you, as I said at the start, if you're a do-gooder and really centered in your heart, only meaning well for people, like I do, as much as you'll say that I'm angry, I'm actually generally not angry like you'd see in the Tarantino films, like I've previously described myself as being when I was younger. So I just think, I'm worried about, when I watch videos of people, and even on blogs and stuff, people talking about better keep this short, by the way, it's probably waffling on over the 10-minute mark. All my greatest videos have gone over the 10-minute mark, it's awful. All my greatest points, because I relax and I don't think about the time. I forget that point now, but I'm scared of the Christians, essentially, and especially the fundamentalist American Christians, because you seem to be the most warped of them all. Not all of you, but most of you. And I mean most of you as in 90% of you. Fundamentalist Christians, and if you just compare yourselves with the fundamentalists in Algeria, and North Africa and whatever, those fundamentalists that go around shooting terrorists, or shooting tourists, because of where we're from, and because of our religious beliefs. I mean, it's just madness. I would love to think that Christians in general are very loving people, and they really understand what their rule book, the Bible, tells them. Love thy neighbour, thou shalt not kill, those sorts of things. Thou shalt not steal, but unfortunately, too many Christians are in total belief that they're right, and that they speak to God every day, and God tells them what they're doing and what they're saying is right, when in fact they're warped so much and they're not centered, that in fact it's the little head in their head telling them what to do, and it's not any connection with up there, God. Yeah, but God's not just up there, God's always there, and God's there, and God's everywhere, so get that clear, Christians, please. I'll deal with the rest of the religions in the rest of my life, because I'm sure YouTube will continue to go, even if the Christians press the red button and explode everybody else up, because they can't handle the fact that people have brains and can work out fairy tales themselves. Sorry, but that's what I believe. I did see somebody saying in a video once, if I've offended anybody, I'm sorry. Fuck, I can't care. And that's the truth with me too. Goodbye. Peace to all. Ciao, ciao.